Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Boyd Reef. Why don't you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe the video. Thank you for clicking on it and watching. First off, let me start by saying I just want to let everybody to know that I want them to stay safe. Wash your hands as needed. I know we're in a rough time right now with everything that's going on, but I gotta pump these videos out, give you guys something to watch. So here's an update on the 20 long. As you can see, I had a serious algae outbreak, new tank syndrome. I didn't do anything different. It just decided to go haywire. So you can see it all on the rocks, the pump, everything. Other than that, tank's going fine. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, they like to hide. My pair of gobies, they like to go in the back. I'm not sure if you can see them. They finally partnered up, but their holes are all over the place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, but most of the time they like to stay in the back, behind the back rock. So it's a little hard to see them. As you can tell, I also added 3 frags of Zoas. I don't exactly know the names offhand. I can post them down in the comments below or description below and let you know, but I decided to go a different route with this tank. I'm not comfortable using this tank for acros or SPS for that matter, so there will not be any SPS in this tank. There'll probably be a lot of softies, Zoas, maybe some Blastos, possibly some A-cans. Yeah. You may also be able to tell I changed out the light. I believe in the last video I told you guys that the Aqua Sun that I was using, I feel was too much for this tank being that close. I needed to either hang it or suspend it or raise it in some way, but I decided not to go with that. Instead, I have the AI Prime HD, the 16. It is the older version, but for what I'm putting in here, it'll work just as well. I did order the extended mount just because I know I need to reach farther in the tank, because I'm not trying to light this section, so I had to extend it out this way. The only other thing that's really different, or not necessarily different, but that I would say is that as much as I like this all-in-one insert by itself on this tank, yeah, I'm not exactly a big fan of it. I remember mentioning that before, but it just doesn't fit right. You can see the rocks over here. You can see the water behind. And excuse me, I'm not sure if that partially contributed to the outbreak or what, but yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of water sitting behind there not being able to move that much. I did do a 2.5 gallon water change on this Friday, I believe, to clean some of it up. I don't typically do many water changes. Some of you guys are going to roast me for that, but I mean, if your tank's going well, then I don't really see a reason to do a water change. I do add water because the salinity gets in there, and because I dose, it's not necessary as much. I do check the salinity to ensure that the salinity is correct, but again, water changes aren't fully necessary as long as your parameters are stable. I'm not sure if you can see the little female goby right there, but yeah, that's typically where they stay. They either come to the front or they go behind the rock. Typically when I feed them, they dart out, grab their food, and go back. I have not seen the shrimp since day 2, but seeing all the holes, I'm assuming he's still alive, because there seems to be more holes, you know, every other day or something, but most of them are around this rock structure. Again, they're right here, and there's some in the back. All right, now for an update on the 66 gallon. Let's start off by saying I'm not gonna, excuse me, I'm not gonna bash this product, but I dosed for a week with Vibrant. I did it 3 times. I did it on a Saturday, Wednesday, and then Saturday again. And as much as it got rid of some of the algae, the hair algae and stuff, I'm sorry, the glass is dirty. I haven't cleaned it, or it needs to be cleaned. But as much as it got rid of the hair algae, it, in my opinion, it did more bad than good. I know, and I believe I mentioned it, that my euphyllias just weren't very happy while it was going on. They just started to, and that was roughly 2 weeks ago. Oh, I had not had it in the tank for about a week. So basically, they've just started coming back to being happy and full and you know, all flowing and stuff. So that's the only thing that really changed. So I'm assuming that's what had to do, the Vibrant had to do with it. So another thing that happened was, I'm not sure if you can see that ball right there, but that's a new ball of Chaeto. The Chaeto that I had and that was growing and going crazy. Again, while I dosed Vibrant, it pretty much killed it. I don't know if you can see right here, but that's some of the old Chaeto that is basically dead. So it basically killed the Chaeto. Now I'm not going to say don't use it, but obviously if you have certain things in your tank, I would be very precautious on putting it in there, because I know it affects the euphyllias and your Chaeto. So if you have a refugium, plan on losing your refugium and having to start it over. Other than that, I mean, it does what it says it does, is get rid of the algae, but in my opinion, I'll deal with algae or find other ways to get rid of it and not dose Vibrant to possibly kill some coral and my refugium that I had going pretty well. Other than that, let's go ahead and do a little update. As you can see, corals are doing great. The lights just kicked on maybe 20 minutes ago, so everything's starting to wake up. I did already feed them. The clam that's been in here is doing excellent. It's always full. I believe it's growing a little bit. You can see that new little rim on there. Kind of happy about that, because this is only the second clam I've ever had. The first one I got too small and I didn't realize I had to feed it. Not in this tank, but in another tank. It was under 2 inches and I had to spot feed it more, and I didn't exactly do that, so I was pretty naive and didn't do it, and it didn't last very long. I also brushed the bottom. I saw a bunch of stuff on the bottom. It was like stuck onto rocks and stuff. It was little pebbles stuck onto it, so I was trying to brush that off, and I'm pretty sure that I affected the foot of it. So don't brush the bottom of your clamps. Yeah. Everything else is starting to come back to life. As you can see, this bird's nest right here, I'm trying to hold on to it. Pretty much think it's gone. Not exactly sure why. The only thing that I know has been happening and that I've seen is my 6-line wrasse has been picking at it, and assuming it hasn't been too happy. Also, the light may not be enough for that specific coral, because I mean, these other guys are doing, you know, very well in the tank, considering it's the same light. So I'm not sure if this light pushes enough for the bird's nest, but it's definitely not doing well. Other than that, everybody's getting along, no more fighting. A lot more Blenny swims around all day just eating everything, food, algae, yeah, just numerous things. My lovely anemone has moved again. He moved from He moved from over here, up here, back down here, down to here, to the side, then all the way around the back. So I don't know what he's doing. He hasn't been too happy lately. I don't exactly know why. Maybe it's the vibrant. I did try to feed him yesterday, but it wasn't really out. So the shrimp came and stole it. So I'm gonna attempt to feed him again today. I did buy shrimp. Maybe I'm not feeding them enough because I was feeding him several mice shrimp, but I did buy some shrimp, cut it up, and I'm gonna try to feed him today. My mushrooms are just waking up. They're usually super full all the way out all the time. But yeah, other than that, everything's going pretty well. Yes, I know the algae, I see it. Like I said, I'm gonna let it play its course. I'm not gonna add anything extra. I have dialed down on the feeding to less flakes. I still do a lot of more spot feed, not spot feeding. I do more broadcast feeding than I do spot feeding, so that is possibly a reason for the algae. But it works for me, and I'm not opposed to algae. Doesn't make the tank look spectacular, but not everybody's tank is pristine and spotless. I'm not sure if you can see, but there are a few spots of coralline algae growing. There's about 3 on these rocks. I'm hoping more coralline algae starts to grow. I personally like coralline algae and how it looks. And oh, the vibrant also did get rid of the bubble algae. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, guys, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.